421-3222, toll free across the country. Area code 213-520-5000. That's a collect call here in California. Thank you again, Roger Taylor. Thanks, Glenn. Bye-bye. We'll be back with Rockline in just a bit. Let me tell you, I mean, when you talk about Motor City Madman,
yeah,
Mr. Gonzo, another scream, the Nuge,
yeah,
Tender Ted, Terrible Ted,
tell him, Beamer,
Young Ted,
tell him all about it,
the boy,
that's right, the kids in town,
all these things,
that's right, more, Beamer, more that I haven't told you about yet.
Give me a couple more names.
Well, listen, there I was on the highway doing things my way. You know what I mean, Beamer? I was taking control of the situation far before my time allowed, you know, but there I was anyhow. What the hell can I do about it? You know, I'm all yours, Beamer. You got the questions lined up? I got the answers. I'll be ready.
We got the madman for sure. We got Ted Nugent in the studio on the Rockline with Mitchel Reed, and it's weird.
I'm here to represent my Motor City cohorts back in Detroit, so I'm here to tell you all about it.
All right, Motor City cohort.
Yeah.
You know, there's an interesting thing in all the things I've read about you is the. It's a hell of a thing to get started on, but I would start it this way.
Go ahead.
Is the
Go ahead.
You're divorced.
Ah, yes.
And your wife and you.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife. Oh, thanks a lot. Your ex-wife and you share the custody of the children every other month.
Yeah. That's primo, huh?
As is primo.
I wrote that, Beamer. That's my setup there.
Yeah, and the attorneys and the judge and everybody went for it.
They bought it. They bought it. I loved it. No, it was great. It works out good, you know, because my kids and I get along great. They love their daddy, and I ain't about to deny him that paternal thing, you know.
That's great.
Amazing.
And the mother likes it too?
The kid's amazing.
Yeah, the kid's amazing. We have best wishes. I told you about out in the hallway from a friend of ours, mutual friend Bob Coburn.
Ah, yes.
Loves you from Chicago.
All right.
And we got ready to take calls?
I'm ready.
Jacksonville's back on the line again. We got Marty. Hello, Marty.
All right.
What's going on, Marty? You got the question? Go nuts.
Sure thing, man. First of all, today, man, I'm your biggest fan. You're my idol, man.
How big are you? Just how big are you, man?
How big am I?
Are you over 8 feet?
No,
because I got a 9-foot zombie in my pen. No, if you got the question, go ahead, man. Give me the question.
Okay, man. I want to know what inspired you to make your latest album live.
Well, you see, there we were on the road. We were kind of on its tour. You know, this momentum factor was building up in our heads, you know. We were on the road playing every night. We were over in the West Coast, the East Coast, the North Coast, the South Coast. We was playing every place they had electricity. They called, and I showed up. So when we were on this tour doing this much momentum, you know, we had all these gigs lined up. We had all these new jam sessions every night, you know. And it's just jamming out, and you're playing. The drummer kind of picks up on a riff and a lick, and you start cranking and yanking. You get these new ideas. Well, these new ideas was surfacing at such a combustible momentum that we had to jump on it and call the mobile unit and say, hey, bring that mobile unit down here and record this stuff. This is hot. So they came down and recorded. We decided to put it out live. You like it, man? Do you think it? Is that the right answer?
Yeah, man. When are you going to be touring the South again?
The South will rise again. We're going to be down South probably late this summer. We might hit either late this summer or early next spring. You know, you can't keep a good dog down, you know, so we'll show up.
Okay, Marty, thank you. Well, you tour 1 month on, 1 month off, right?
Yeah, basically on off all summer. We tour all summer, though.
And you're appearing here in Los Angeles tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
12th.
The real thing.
The real thing at the Sports Arena. And then from there, where?
From there, we go to San Bernardino. We go to San Bernardino, same neck of the woods. And then we go to Las Vegas. And then we go to San Diego. And then we hit Madrid, Spain. Figure that one out.
I can't figure that one out at all.
Got any calls from Madrid out there?
No, I got one from Joanna, New Jersey.
Well,
hi, Joanne. You're on the Rockline with Ted Nugent and BMR.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
How you doing?
I couldn't be better, but I'm trying. Go ahead.
I was wondering, in your opinion, who do you think, besides yourself, is the best guitarist, living or dead, in rock?
I didn't get it.
Was that in English or was that Arabian? I don't know. Try that one more time, honey. I must have lost you somewhere along the line.
Repeat it.
Okay, in your opinion,
yeah,
living or dead, besides yourself, who do you think has been the best guitarist in rock?
Oh, the best guitarist, man. See, the world is ruled by guitarists, my dear. You know, we've been around, you know. And Jimi Hendrix was the master, you know. He was an innovator. And we've always had, you know, Chuck Berry's still with us. And he, like, created the whole honky-tonk, boogie-woogie electronic thing, you know what I mean? And Brian May of Queen is a monster, you know. And Rick Derringer and Johnny Winters and Eddie Van Halen. And, I mean, the guitarists rule the world. So everybody's got to have a hot guitar player now. So it's really hard to pinpoint which is the best. The best is your favorite. And you're talking to him.
Okay, Joanne, would you like to hear your favorite play a song? Hello, Joanne?
Yeah.
Would you like to have him sing and play a song? No?
Spit it out, Joanne.
Spit it out, Joanne. We're going to play a song. Would you like to hear it right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's what I want to say, dear. Let's play Spontaneous Combustion by Ted Nugent.
Yeah, I like it.
The real thing.
I like it.
The article is called "The Dinosaur Still Rocks." That, of course, was Spontaneous Combustion by Ted Nugent out of Intensities in 10 cities. Let me hear the yell one more time.
Nothing less, man.
One more yell.
One more yell. You mean, yeah!
Good.
Is that what you was after, Beamer? You just give me a signal, man. I'll keep you.
This says "The Dinosaur Still Rocks." It was written by Michael Glenn in the calendar section of the L.A. Sunday Times just yesterday. And what does Ted think about his own chances of survival in this rock and roll world? Quote, "Just remember that dinosaurs ruled the earth at one time, and they only left when they wanted to leave," the Nuge exclaimed. "So tell the critics that Ted Nugent will leave when he's good and ready to."
You got it.
That's the way it
Bet
goes.
you a bottom dollar, and I'll probably be holding it.
Okay.
No problem.
We got some more calls. Jeff of L.A. is here. Jeff, hi.
Hi. Yeah, like a question for the Motor City Madman here?
Yeah, Jeff, go ahead. You got me, man.
Hey, Ted, I got 2 questions for you, buddy. I
Good.
think you're the most outrageous guy I've ever heard. I love to listen to you.
I'm with you.
My first question is, I want to know how you got into bow hunting.
Bow hunting. Well, see, that's something a lot of people don't know about, Beamer.
Yeah.
Jeff's aware of it. During the non-rock and roll season, like when the leaves start to change color back in Michigan, during the fall and the winter, I'm an avid outdoorsman. I really like to hunt and fish and trap. And I first got started in bow hunting. That's hunting big game with the bow and arrow. When I was just a wee tad of a boy back in the Motor City, my dad would take me and the family up into Michigan, up into the wilderness of Michigan, and we would hunt white-tailed deer and small game with the bow and arrow. And I've been doing it all my life. And in fact, that's how I supply my family and myself with fresh meat throughout the year. We don't buy no meat. I shoot it all with a bow and arrow.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
All right.
I dig it. You bow hunt, man?
The question is, I want to know if you were always this rowdy and radical when you were a teenager, too.
No, I'm just a gentle bum, one of the nicest guys I know, man. It all depends if I'm rocking and rolling. You know, when you're rocking and rolling, there's certain manifestations of the sport that kind of surface and you cannot control, you know. But when I'm at home and I'm sneaking through the woods with the bow and arrow, if I went running through the woods like I do on stage, all the deer would head for the next county, you know what I mean? So you got to be cruising through the woods. So, I mean, depending on what activity I'm involved with, I react accordingly. When I'm rocking and rolling, the rhythms drive me up the wall, you know, so I kind of go nuts. You know what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay? Thank you. Hey, got some Chicago there.
All right, Chicago. I did some rocking in
Listen
Chicago.
to us on the loop. Hello, Chicago.
Yeah, Ted?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
How are your Broncos?
Oh, my Broncos. Now, see, this guy wants to know about my four-wheel drive Broncos. When I ain't rock and roll, I'm driving my Broncos. My Broncos are great, man. We got them babies stepping out state-of-the-art four-wheel drive wall climbers, you know.
And you also put tapes in your machines, and you get traffic tickets, right?
Oh yeah. Well, listen, I got a stereo in there, man. It'll change your sex in a half a minute. I mean, I got about 400 watts in that baby. I have people step inside my Broncos with me, let me play one of my new tapes, and they lose about 6 pounds a day. Yeah, I got good stereos in them babies. They get an extra 50 horsepower when I play one of my tapes.
Okay, thank you. Keith of Columbus, are you there?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Keith.
Terrible Ted.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I got a picture of you with your Bronco and your Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you still got your Mercedes. And I was thinking of parking my Maserati later tonight, and I wonder how fast you drive usually.
Okay, we're gonna put you on hold right there, Keith, and he'll answer your question right after we get back. We got to break away right now. We're talking to Ted Nugent and Keith of Columbus and the Beamer. Be Mitchel Reed on Rockline. Back in just a little bit. Well, before we broke away, Jack Armstrong, the All-American boy, was
Keith was there. Yeah, Keith, sorry to keep you hanging on like that, Keith. I appreciate it.
Ted.
Yeah, well, Keith wanted to know if I still got my Mercedes. And yeah, I got my Mercedes. I gave it to my brother up in New Jersey because he's more mechanically inclined. He's going to take care of it for me. Plus, the Mercedes ain't four-wheel drive, so I ain't got no use for it. And what was the other half of the question there, Keith?
Well, I was wondering how fast you usually drive.
Oh, I drive. See, I got all my vehicles equipped with quad radar detectors, front and rear. So I drive as fast as I damn please, you know. And as far as parking your Maserati, did you find a garage yet, Keith?
Well, I'm looking for one down here at this campus.
Well, you got to keep that Maserati buffed up and look for a nice, squeaky clean garage to stick it in, you know.
No doubt.
All right, man. I appreciate your call, Keith. Live it up, eh?
All right.
Take the rest of the night off.
You're on Rockline right here with B. Mitchel Reed and my guest, Ted Nugent. We're going to talk right now to David of Syracuse. Hello, David.
Hey, Ted Nugent.
What's going on, David? What's going up in Syracuse these days?
Nothing much since you left. I mean...
Yeah, that was a good show, eh?
Yeah, it was. I mean, when you jumped off that stage...
Those things happen. Yeah, there was some guy. Want me to tell him about it, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, we were playing in Syracuse, and you see, a lot of times these facilities, they'll hire these nightly security individuals to try and keep the kids in their place, you know. Well, I got news for you. Kids at a rock and roll show ain't supposed to be in their place. Kids at a rock and roll show should be able to do what they damn please, here and to and fro, and have a good time and boogie woogie, you know. And the kids in Syracuse was rocking out. I mean, we was rocking. We was going nuts and we was digging it, you know what I mean? And some security guard started beating some kid because he was going nuts. Yeah. And I jumped off the stage and beat that security guard into the ground, Jack. I mean, I took him and introduced his flashlight to him from the behind. And you were proud of me that day, weren't you, man?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
man.
that's right. We cleaned them out, and then we had the run of the place, didn't we?
All right.
Yeah, that was a good night, man. I appreciate Syracuse. I've been playing there for a long time, and I got lots of good rock and roll friends out there.
Yeah, what do you think of Syracuse?
Hey, I just told you, man. I think Syracuse knows how to rock. I first played Syracuse in 1969, and I've been coming there just about every year since, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know how to rock and roll when I'm in upstate New York, man. I like it.
When's the next time you're coming down to Syracuse again?
Well, you never know. You can't keep a good dog off your leg, so I would suspect it would be sometime around next spring.
Okay, you know, it's something about beating up on the security guard. You have instead of one time or another, I've read someplace about you get you like the intensity of the fan, but sometimes the fan gets out of hand and throws something out on the stage.
Well, that's different. When somebody throws something, man, when somebody takes a little dangerous activity, that should be taken care of accordingly. But when somebody is just jumping and shouting and screaming and having a good time, I mean, that's healthy. That's good for you.
Really?
We were in the Oakland Coliseum 3 nights ago, and some dog master out there had a fire extinguisher and was spraying the stage with all this foam while we were playing. And I got like felons on my payroll, you know, and they jumped out there and they ate this kid. And I gave him a raise that night. But that's the kind of stuff you can't have. You can't get hurting anybody or spraying this toxic stuff up there or throwing dangerous things. But if you want to scream and shout and have a good time, go for it.
Sean of Seattle, talk to Ted Nugent.
Hi.
Hiya, son. How you doing, honey?
Oh, I'm just fine. First, I want to tell you, you are the absolute, the greatest, the number one.
Tell him, Sean. Tell him. I hear you, because I've been up in Seattle a lot, haven't I, baby?
Pardon?
I've been up in Seattle a lot, haven't I?
Oh, for sure.
All right. What you got on your mind, honey?
Well, I'm curious what kinds of things you like to do with the kids in your spare time.
Oh, my sweet children. You mean little Sasha and little Toby? I like to beat them. No, I like to spend a lot of nice time with my kids, you know. We spend a lot of time in the woods. We live in the woods and back in Michigan on a farm. And I do things that I think all good daddies should do, you know. I live with them every other month since my divorce. And so I'm there every day and every night. I'm there when they have questions. I'm there when they have answers. I'm there when they're happy and when they're sad. And I do everything I can to keep them happy. And I make sure that we experience all that a offspring and a parent should together. The learning processes, the responsibilities that a youngster should take on as they begin to mature and they grow up. And I love my children very much, and I like to relax with them, you know. We like to have a good time together.
The boy is the youngest and the girl's the oldest, right?
Yeah, little Toby is 4 years old, and Sasha is 7 years old. And they go hunting and fishing and trapping with me, and we have a lot of good time together.
Kathy of Florida, hello.
Hey.
How you doing, Kathy?
I'm making it.
You're making
What part of Florida are you from, Kath?
Jacksonville.
Yeah, what's going on in Jacksonville?
Nothing much.
Well, let's do something about that.
Boring, huh?
What's going on? You asked me the question, honey.
Okay. All right. You know how you're so against drugs and everything?
Very much so.
But in person, you're so wild.
Supposedly.
So do you think that it contradicts what you say about drugs, or do you think it goes with it, or how do you feel about it?
Honey, I'd like to see some sap on any kind of drugs keep up with me. I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I eat good food and my neighbor, and I make sure I take good care of myself. And I don't put any foul ingredients into my body. And I will outrun, out-jump, out-climb, out-boogie, out-rock, out-maneuver, out-perceive, out-experience everything in life 10 times, 1,000 times that any druggie could ever hope to do, honey. It's called having your perceptions in tune.
And you also don't let drug ingesters in your group, is that right?
Yeah, no, you got to be on the ball. If you're going to rock and roll and you're going to play good, tight drums, good, tight guitar, good, tight bass, man, you got to have your wits about you. You got to be perceptive.
People find that hard to believe, Ted. I can understand her question.
Yeah, well, I'd bump into a wall or something if I was stoned, you know. I got lots of energy. I got lots of ambitions and things I want to do in life, and I'd like to keep my vision clear. You know, if you want to do drugs and if you think that helps you, go nuts, live it up, you know. But I have ascertained what is best in my life, and that's the way I conduct myself. And if anybody don't like it, wakunga.
Wakunga. Okay, Terry of Del Mar, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
All right, you're on the air with on Rockline with Ted Nugent. Go ahead.
How you doing, honey?
Oh, all right. You got my heart beating madly down here.
Yeah, well, what's going on with you?
I was just wondering how you feel after you play. I mean, you look like you enjoy it up there. How do you feel after you're done?
Oh, geez. Like, I tell you, honey, man, I crave it. You know, I like rock and roll more than anybody will ever understand. I can't get enough of that stuff. And when I'm done performing, through the physical exertion of the show, you really work up a sweat. And you really do get tired. But after the first couple minutes you get off stage, you, like, get another wind. And you're ready for some more. So that's what keeps us going all night. Because, you know, when you're on the road, it's not only the concerts that are a lot of fun. It's the after-hours activities and the mingling and the meeting people. And when I get off stage, I feel real satisfied, real pleased, you know, kind of fulfilled with being able to play my music and getting the communication going with the audience every night. And it's a really incredible feeling, man.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Stacy of San Diego, you there?
Yeah?
Hi, Stacy. What station are you listening to down there?
KGB?
KGB. Good. Here's Ted Nugent.
Right on. Ted, do you remember doing an interview with James Spinner?
After the California Jam? After the California Jam?
I think so.
Yeah, it could be, honey. Go ahead.
Well, he's the guy that's always putting you down and everything. I don't particularly agree in his taste in music. What do you think about him?
Well, you know, you can't hold against James Spinner. He was neutered in a fencing accident one night, and he hasn't had his wits about him since. So, you know, here's a guy that just don't have no control over the situation. So all we can do is give him a little pity, honey.
We'll be back with Ted Nugent on Rockline, and the number's 800-421-3222. That's toll-free. Good answer. Area code 213-520-5000. That's a collect call here in California. Oh, that guy's really going to remember you a lot. Broke away. You were neutering somebody. You're back on the Rockline here with Ted Nugent and the B. Mitchel Reader. I love it. Hello, who's there? Are you there? Paul, is that Santa Barbara?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Paul. How you doing?
How you doing?
It's Ted Nugent's here.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah, man.
How you doing?
I couldn't be better, but I'm trying. Go ahead, Paul.
Okay. I heard you do guitar duels with the likes of like Frank Marino. Is that true?
Well, you know, that was back in the old days. It was just jam sessions. You know, we used to play all the time, you know, every night of the year. And it was back around 1973, 74, and I'm a jammer, you know. I was kind of weaned on rock and roll jam sessions where you could play off other musicians and learn from their licks and get different rhythm patterns going. So I always was very welcoming to other musicians who want to come up on stage and jam. And a lot of people perceive those as battles, you know, and guitar duels, but they were just like jam sessions, man.
I see. Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Sure. Can you tell me why you broke up with Derek St. Holmes and Rob Grange?
Because I like fire in my musicians. I like flames coming out of their fingers, and I like a good spirit, a good attitude in the music. And if I don't see a person really applying themselves to the music, then it's time for a change. And I always got to have that rock and roll spirit, and that's what motivated me to do so.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. You know, before we go any further, I want to, compliment you on one thing. I have a thing on my show here in Los Angeles on KLOS called Friday 60s Music. We go back to the 60s. Mm-hmm. And one of the most requested, I think the most requested, is Journey.
Yeah.
Out of Your Mind.
Young Ted.
Young Ted.
Yeah,
right.
I was 17 when I recorded that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a boy.
Journey to the Center of Your Mind. Still around. Number one song here, but internationally, wasn't it?
It was really a good song, man. I like it. It was one of the first songs I wrote.
Okay, let's talk to Mary of Norwalk. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
How you doing? You got a question, honey?
Yeah.
What you got on your mind?
Well, I want to know where are the best places to go bow hunting in Alaska?
Yeah, Alaska, where I usually go. Are you a bow hunter, honey?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Because I'll personally guide you. I mean, I'll show you where them grizzly bear are hanging out. I bow hunt in Alaska up near, it's southwest of Anchorage, around the Cook Inlet. We hunt caribou and moose in there, and black bear. And then there's a town called McGrath. It's an old fishing village in the western part of the state that I hunt moose and grizzly bear out of. And it's all terrific in Alaska. If you get any bow hunting guide in Alaska, boy, they'll show you some of the most beautiful wilderness in the world.
Okay.
Where are you calling from, honey?
Norwalk.
Norwalk.
Is that in California?
Norwalk, California, right?
Well, I'll tell you, you got some great hunting here in California. I was hunting with Senator Richardson up near Sacramento a couple days ago, and you got some great hunting opportunities right here in California. You've got real nice wilderness areas.
Okay, Mary. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thanks. Let's go to another cut.
Sure.
Go another cut. Let's pick up on another cut of Ted out of the new album. Let's pick up on The Land of a Thousand Dances. Land of a Thousand Dances. Done originally by...
Cannibal and the Headhunters.
Cannibal and then
Wilson Pickett did another
Right,
album.
exactly.
Yeah. Great old
That's
song.
Ted Nugent. That's Nuge. That's the boy. That's Terrible Ted.
Yeah.
On Rockline with BMR. We got on the Rockline, we got Sheldon of Washington. Hi, Sheldon.
Howdy.
What's going on, Sheldon?
Not much.
Well, let's do something about that, boy.
Okay, I was going to wonder, how do you get so psyched up before you go on stage?
It's called rock and roll, Sheldon. When you're getting ready to rock and roll, you get a rush, you know? You get this pulsating adrenaline flow, man. And when you know you're about to go out there and rock in front of a bunch of rock and rollers, you do not have any control over it. It drives you into the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose. I jam a lot, too.
Yeah.
What age were you when you first started playing guitar?
Oh, I probably took my first lessons when I was about 8 years old. And by the time I was 10 years old back in Detroit, I had my first professional band. I played the Detroit Polish Arts Festival in 1958, you know. So I was playing early on.
Well, how about a scream?
What do you want to scream for, man? Hey!
Well, that takes care of Washington. We just lost you. Thank you. Hey, Pat of New Jersey. Hello.
Hey, Ted!
Yeah!
Yeah, I'm rock and roll drummer out here in New Jersey. I just want to tell you there ain't no drummer on earth that can get you higher than rock and roll can, Ted.
I hear you, man. I'm with you. I believe it.
When I play by myself and with the boys, it's great, Ted.
That's right. You know what I'm talking about then.
And listen, Ted,
Yeah.
what happened to where'd you dig Cliff from? Cliff Davis. He's fantastic.
Oh, he's a fantastic drummer. One of the greatest drummers in the whole
You
world,
ain't
man.
kidding.
Cliff's getting very involved with producing now, you know?
That's right. I realize that on a lot of your albums.
Yeah, he's great.
And Ted, could you give Cliff a little more recognition in concert, man?
Say that time again?
Could you give Cliff a little more recognition in concert?
Hey, listen, you can't keep a good man down. If he wants some recognition, he can go berserko on his own, you know? I just go for it.
That's right, Ted.
Okay,
right.
Pat, thank you a lot. We're going to be back with Rockline with Ted Nugent. We have a few more minutes to talk with him. And don't forget, the toll-free number is 800-421-3222 and area code 213-520-5000. That's a collect call here in California. Ted and me back soon. We're back on Rockline. I'm Beamer, or BMR, or B. Mitchel Reed. I'm going to throw this to Ted. It's out of a Patrick Goldstein column. I should have mentioned this when we had a Chicago caller a while back. It's out of the calendar section of the L.A. Times yesterday. Question, tired of paying exorbitant prices for concert tickets? Tired of going to ticket brokers for good seats? Here's a great deal. You can see Tom Petty for free next month. One catch, the show is in Chicago. In one of the most amazing promotional stunts in rock radio history, WLUP, we call it the Loop. Chicago's scrappy FM rocker is spending more than, you ready, Ted? $170,000 to buy all 15,000 seats to the Petty concert June the 11th at Rosemount Arena.
Yeah.
And how about that?
Leave it to the Loop.
And they're going to distribute it to all the, the Petty
Good
fans.
friends of mine down there in
Really?
Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
We spend a lot of time.
Would you like to have that happen to you? You're going to be playing
Sure,
tomorrow.
they can buy my whole tour out. I wouldn't mind. Sell them some. I like my rock
How
and
about
roll.
the Madrid tour? Fly everybody over.
Sure, fly everybody over to Spain, man. We give them the Wango Tango lessons on the side.
Let's have Scott of Michigan check in. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hi, Scott. Where you calling from in Michigan?
I'm calling from Birmingham, Michigan.
Yeah, Birmingham. Go.
Yeah, all right. I was wondering, why'd you pick the DC Hawks over any other band you could choose from after you dropped your old band?
Well, it's not a matter of dropping an old band. It's a matter of keeping that fire going. You know what I mean? I went all around the world looking at musicians. And when I found the DC Hawks Beamer is a new band that I've hired out of Detroit. It's three brother guitar players, Kurt, Vern, and Rick Wagner, and Mike and Mark on drums and bass. And the reason I hired them is because they rocked their fannies off. When I saw them playing, they was rocking so hard that it really excited me. And when I see rock and rollers playing with that kind of intensities, I want to play with them. As simple as that.
All right, keep on rocking. I love you.
All right, man. Give everybody my best in Michigan.
Thank you, Scott. Bye. Another Scott. We've got Scott of Atlanta.
All right, Atlanta.
Hi, Scott.
How you doing?
I couldn't be better, Scott. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot.
What you got in
I
mind?
just wanted to ask you, what's the favorite song that you've ever written?
Oh, I would have to say it's the Great White Buffalo, man.
Oh.
Think so?
I love that
Oh,
song.
that's my favorite song, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
tell you. There's just one more thing I wanted to ask.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like in some of your more recent music that your lyrics are starting to get a little bit towards the
Yes?
Yes.
Towards the crazy side.
Crazy side?
You know what I mean?
Who? Me, Scott? No, man. What I do is I kind of reflect in my music what's on my mind at the time, you know. And if it means some crazy rock and roll stuff, then hey, that's what I'm going to be writing about, you know. It's all spontaneous, and whatever's on my mind, you know, that's what comes out. If it's crazy, that's me, you know.
All
righty. Thank you, Scott. Got Jeff of Rochester. Jeff, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
What's the station up there in Rochester?
Well, I listen to the Syracuse station right now. That's where I are.
Okay, fantastic. You're talking to Ted Nugent.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, how's it going?
It couldn't be better, man.
I was wondering if you classify yourself with, like, Michael Schenker or Tony Iommi.
I think they're good guitar players, you know. I think, like I said to somebody else a little while ago, basically guitar players have got the run of things in rock and roll. You can't have a rock and roll band without a real guitar player, a really good, strong guitar player. And I think all those guys really cut the mustard, you know.
And I was also wondering if you're friends, like, with Ozzy Osbourne.
If I what now?
Friends with him.
Oh, yeah, I've met Ozzy a number of times. In fact, we played up in your neck of the woods together, Black Sabbath and I, back when Ozzy was with those guys. And I get lucky, you know, I get to meet a lot of the different rock and rollers around. And I put together some nice friendships with these guys.
I just like to say, Ted, you still weighing it out, and I can't wait till you're back here, you know.
All right, man, I hear you.
Okay, catch you later.
Live it up.
Okay. Hey, we picked up another caller from, is it Jacksonville? It's Lisa, Florida. Lisa?
Yeah,
Where are you calling from? What town in Florida?
Jacksonville.
That's what I thought. Here's Ted Nugent.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Hey, listen, Ted, I wanted to know what was going through your mind when you were writing Wango Tango.
You were, Lisa. You're going through my mind double time. No, I'll tell you what's going through my mind.
Song. I love it.
That is a good little ditty, isn't it? What's going through my mind, we was on the road again. You know, I got to tell you, honey, when you're on the road and you're playing every night, you got this attitude, you got this spirit. And when the boys start rocking these nice rhythm patterns, you come out with some crazy ideas, you know. And one night we started going, bang, down, down. It sounded like Wango Tango to me. So I called it Wango Tango, and I started singing a song about dancing. Simple as that.
That's great.
All right, honey.
Okay, Lisa, thanks a lot. Tom of Oregon, checking on the rock line. Tom, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, say hello to Ted Nugent.
Hello, Ted.
How you doing, Tom?
All right, man. I'd like to find out how long you've been playing the guitar before you started writing your own songs.
Well, I've been playing the guitar now for 20-some years, 22, 23 years, I guess it is. And I remember I wrote my first song in 1960. I was 12 years old, a song called Doorknob. It was an instrumental in the key of E, in case you want to play along. And I've been writing songs ever since, you know. But the more you play, and the more you familiarize yourself with the instrument, and the more you play different rhythms with different musicians, and you jam a lot and you play, you develop a feel for the instrument that will allow you to express your visions and express your ideas through the music that you can play. And the more you play, the more ideas that'll surface, and that's how you put together better songs.
All right. Well, see, like, I've been playing for about 7 years. I've been writing my songs for about 4.
Well, that's a long time, man. You got to get some good ideas that way.
Hey, I got to really get boogieing along here. Thank you very much for the call, Tom. And I want to tell everybody we're going to have going to say goodbye to Ted in just a little while and tell you what to do if you didn't get through to him tonight or to Roger Taylor a while back on Rockline. And we'll let you know who our next week's guests are going to be. So stick around because Ted's going to be back and the Beamer's going to be back on Rockline. Hey, they interrupted, man, but there it is. Well, Ted, listen, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the people calling in, man. I got lots of good rock and roll friends out there across the world, and I want them to know, man, that I'm still rocking with them.
Thank you. And a lot of luck tomorrow in the concert over here at the Sports Arena in L.A. And for anyone who didn't get through tonight on the rock line, don't give up because you just sent us a postal card with your name on it and your question or comment. And please be sure to tell us who the question is for, like Ted or maybe Roger Taylor. And we'll try to read some of the questions and comments on the air each week. So drop us a line. Send it to Rockline or to the Beamer, P.O. Box S. Tarzana 91356. That's Rockline, P.O. Box S. Tarzana 91356. And we got another fantastic show lined up for you next week. And we're going to have as our guests on Rockline. Ted, I hope you're in town. You won't be in town.
No, I'll listen.
You listen. Infamous Mr. Zappa.
Yeah, Franco.
Zappa is going to be here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a very special interview with the three men who are still around to talk about the legendary Doors. We're going to have not only Ray Manzarek, going to have Robbie Krieger, going to have John Densmore, and a rare interview right here on Rockline. So we're asking you to be sure to tune in. And once again, if you didn't get the address a while back, I'll repeat it to you in just I'll repeat it right now, as a matter of fact. You write to Rockline, P.O. Box S, Tarzana, California, 91356. Be sure to be part of our third show next Monday at this very same time. It's 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. I should say Pacific Daylight Time. It's 10:30 back in the East. We go to Auckland, New Zealand, and places like that. And the numbers are always, write them down for next week, 800-421-3222, area code 213-520-5000 here in Los Angeles. This is B. Mitchel Reed telling you, be listening next week. Frank Zappa, Ray Manzarek, Robbie Krieger, John Densmore, and a rare interview right here on Rockline. Next week, we'll continue to rock on, rock down, and rock out here on the Rockline. Thank you and good night.
You've been listening to Rockline, originating live